back, man. It is the weekend. I am super tired. I've been busy all week, so my bad for not being live yesterday. Was I live on Wednesday? I think I was. I wasn't live yesterday, so I'm gonna try to get it back today. But yeah, we're behind. We are very behind. Our goal was to have this game story mode completed by the end of the weekend. I'm gonna try to do that, but I know there's a lot left for us to do. But I have not just been completely wasting my time away just taking care of real world responsibilities such as my job and paying bills. I was also thinking about what might work for this battle. So here's what I'm gonna do. We are going to go into our TM case. Open that. Strategic flip, turn to weather report. Because I had an idea. Alright. Got that on there. Still got to do a little bit of team building, but I think we're almost like done with the team building aspect of this. After this, I think it'll just be strategy. So let's see. Speed that up a little bit. Fight. Alright, here's the plan. Alright, same plan as before. Go Scald into Camerupt, King's Shield on Excalibur. Right, this should take out Camerupt. Yep. Muddy Water goes. Not very effective. Alright. Now here is somewhat unexpected. Alright, cool. Actually, kind of what we wanted. Slightly. Alright, we're in a speed tie against Jellicent. If we lose the speed tie, that's that. If we win the speed tie, it's actually great, because then we will get to reduce the damage greatly of its water spout. So we'll see here what happens with our speed tie. Do we win? Do we lose? Alright, we lost the speed tie, but we are in defense mode, so we should live that. Go, Jellicent goes down. Jellicent going down is actually more or less good. We really were just kind of trying to figure something out for Aegislash, but most of what we needed him for really was just... I'm gonna go Giga Drain, because I don't know what they have planned here. Go King's Shield to read Magearna. Yeah, Aegislash, most of what I had planned for him was to take out Jellicent and then to use Protect against Camerupt. Anything after that, I mean, he's nice to have, and we're going to try not to sack him because, you know, Nuzlocke rules and all that. Flash Cannon into Toad was somewhat unexpected. Yeah, we lived that. Special Defense drop is slightly concerning, too. I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, but I think with the Giga Drain's heal here, we should be good. Or do I want to say just in case and not do that? Let's see. We still have Fat Gum to answer against Magearna. Problem is, Fat Gum is super weak to Iron Hands. So what if... Right, we're going to outspeed with Toad. I'm going to go Giga Drain, get that health back, and just like try to take the gamble here. I'm also going to take the gamble that they both attack into Toad and not into Excalibur. So we take out Tapu Fini here, so actually not both, but taking the gamble that Magearna attacks into Toad. Or if he's going to attack into, right, I forgot that Soul Heart triggers even when it's the opponent's Pokemon. Alright, Thunderbolt is fine. A little bit of that health back with the leftovers. Alright, Iron Hands. Here's where things get tricky. Especially with that booster energy. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb. And I'm also gonna High Horsepower. See if we can just like hammer in everything that we have on Iron Hands here. No, this isn't gonna KO. Yeah, wow, that not only did it not KO, that did like nothing. Magearna's gonna KO Fat Gum here. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. What I'm thinking then is what's going on, Coco Melon? What I'm thinking is we give it an item. It's going to be a lot of Iron Ball usage around here. So instead of Metal Coat, I don't even know why we kept that Metal Coat on. What I also want to do is give Zeke an Iron Ball. The reason I'm giving my team Iron Ball is because I want them to be really slow. Like slower than every Pokemon in Trick Room. Okay, if we do Speed Detrimental with Iron Ball here. Right, because if I can get like Speed Detrimental nature, then I can switch in a lot safer than I would normally. Let's head back to the Pokemon Center. I think I probably ran past it actually. Nope, there it is. Thought I was too far down. Alright, let's go here. I'm going to do Nature Change. I'm going to do Speed Detrimental. Quiet Nature. Alright, so looking at our team speed, because we want everybody to have a Speed Detrimental nature, that's for sure. There we go, Speed Detrimental. We want to lower that speed too on Excalibur. Alright, Speed Detrimental on Zeke, Speed Detrimental on Escanor, Speed Detrimental on Toad, Alright, so yeah, we just want to lower the speed on Excalibur here. We did physical, right? So I think that's brave nature. Yeah. Alright, so now we are speed detrimental on all of our Pokemon when it comes to nature. Means that with an Iron Ball now, we can greatly reduce our speed. In fact, if we give every Pokemon on our team an Iron Ball, I almost wonder if we are now faster than Sabrina's Pokemon, with a few exceptions, right? Because Glacier is just going to be really slow. Yeah, camera up speed is 25. I don't think we have anything that can outslow that. But if I give each of my Pokemon an Iron Ball, then it looks like they are all going to be slower than all of Sabrina's Pokemon. Maybe because since it's permanent Trick Room, that means that the slowest Pokemon is going to move first all battle. Tapu Fini speed is 94, so we tie that with an Iron Ball, we're faster. Camera Up Glacier, we said we're not going to outspeed, but Camera Up we have our solution for. Megarinas speed is 72, with an Iron Ball, we also outspeed that. Yep, we outspeed that there. Really, right, I just need anybody slower than... Who's the fastest mon on my team? Is it going to be... Escanor? Yeah, Escanor is the fastest mon on my team. Okay, cool. Let me just see. I think Iron Ball has the speed, but let me confirm. The Bulbapedia. Alright, Generation 5 onwards. I think it has to do with the typing. Yeah, has holder speed. Alright, perfect. Perfect. 99 divided by 2 is what? 48 and a half, right? So as long as none of her Pokemon are slower than 48 and a half, which it seems like they're not except for Glacier and Camera Up, we're good. Alright, cool. So Iron Ball on all of our Pokemon means that we officially outspeed. We'll see how it works out for us, to be honest. I mean, not having the benefit of any item but the Iron Ball is kind of annoying. Because since Sabrina's team is so slow, she gets to use actual items, you know, like Mega Stones and Z Crystals and whatnot. But yeah, let's go Iron Ball. So Weather Report has one, Excalibur already has one. Let's also give one to, I think we just gave one to Zeke, right? Yeah, Zeke has one. Let's also give that to Escanor. And then I'll see which Pokemon are slow enough that don't need one. Like, I think Toad and Fat Gum honestly could be slow enough that they don't need one. Right? Because if the fastest Pokemon that we're dealing with is going to be... After Camera Up, with the exception of Glacier, fastest mon we deal with is going to be Iron Hands, whose speed is 57. So if your speed's lower than 57 already, we don't have to worry about you. 52, 52. Perfect. Alright, so they don't even need what's it called? I don't even need iron balls. What I'm thinking then is I'll probably give like a poison barb to Toad. Oh, Toad already has a poison barb. No, in that case. And then either muscle band or soft sand. I'd go muscle band, to be honest. I know soft sand gives a greater boost, but we get more versatility with muscle band. And then I'll see if we like leftovers better. The ability to heal is nice, but again, I can live without. Wrong place. Might do rest, sleep, talk strategy. Oh no, I can't rest because it's Misty Terrain. That's right, I did consider that already. Alright, in that case, let's do another save state. Alright, man, that first turn goes by quick. Alright, here we go. Iron Hands. So we outspeed here. We are going to flip turn. And we also outspeed here. Oh. If I had like Swords Dance, that would be good, right? Because then I could just Swords Dance and go crazy. Let me look at the TM list. Not a TM. Is it a tutor move then? Or is it just level up that I haven't reached yet? Oh no, apparently we should have Swords Dance already. Alright, in that case here. Right, because I did forget that now that we're slower, we actually have the ability to... Where's move we learn? I don't think they took away Swords Dance. That's annoying. Not super surprising, but annoying. Let me check though. I will check. I can also learn by tutor. So maybe I'll see where the tutor is, I guess. Alright, Swords Dance tutor is in Fuchsia City. I wouldn't be surprised if they did block the level up learning of Swords Dance. It's banned. Okay. Yeah, that's not surprising. Alright, whatever. That just means no Swords Dance. That's fine. I was more curious than anything. But let's see what we got here. Accidentally ruined my run because I reset. Yeah, some cheats only work in New Game Plus. Yeah, so you would have to have first completed the game and then started what's called a New Game Plus, which is like kind of like playing through it again, except you keep the same progress. Alright, this time, right, we're still slower. I'm going to flip turn, and I'm going to switch to Toad. And we flip turn into Zeke, who is also going to... Whoa, wait a minute. I missed something. Why did Zeke just faint there? I missed something. Let's go Scald. Into camera up. Right, and then King Shield. Do I need to switch who flips into who, right? So Iron Hands. Plan was always to flip turn here. Did they both? They must have both attacked. Where Zeke swapped into, right? Let me see. I'm gonna play that in slow motion to see what happened. Or real time, I guess, not slow motion. So we go flip turn. Got that off. Do a tiny bit of damage. Not, you know, anything crazy, but better than nothing. And we had chosen to switch into Zeke. Right, so it makes sense that maybe we ate a Moonblast. Did we eat a Moonblast along with... Maybe I should have switched into Toad then. No, that was the right choice, right? Because Zeke is already in. I think before what I did was flip turn into Zeke and switch into Toad. This time, if I flip turn into Toad, then Toad eats. Yeah, there we go. That way, Toad eats whatever Politoad was supposed to eat. Yeah, eats it way better. Now we can Giga Drain here, and we can Psychic here. That's what I'm talking about, team. That is what I'm talking about, team. Yes. Beautiful. Misty Explosion. You know what? Am I okay with this? I think I'm okay sacking Zeke. If it's for the win, I'm okay sacking Zeke. If it's for the win. Now let's see who's left. Who's left is Magearna, Glastrier, and Jellicent. Escanor is a great choice for two of those. You know what? I say we go for it. I say we send out Escanor anyways. Have Escanor handle Magearna. And then if it's Jellicent, which I'm sure it's going to be, then we Giga Drain to weaken the Water Spout. Yeah, Jellicent. Because we also only got Escanor for this fight. And again, while I am not super thrilled about sacking Pokemon like that, do what you got to do. Alright, I am going to Mystical Fire into Magearna. That way, if we do have to swap Escanor in for somebody else, Magearna's already weakened, and the KO won't do anything there. You know what? Or I'll just Armor Cannon and take care of it. Let's do that. Let's see if we can Armor Cannon and take care of it. If we can't, then I'll Mystical Fire and play off the stat drop. But I'm hoping that Armor Cannon takes care of it. There we go. Okay. Ah, no, but then my defense drops, so even if I weaken Water Spout, it's probably still going to put me in a pack. Because this is max special attack with Mystic Water on Jellicent, yeah. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. It might get a double KO here. Toad survived, Escanor did not. Honestly, Toad is a trooper, but that's okay, right? Because next comes out Glastrier. Alright, I guess? I don't even know. I'm hoping that Glastrier goes for Swords Dance this turn, because it's currently the fastest mon on the field because of Trick Room. I can Giga Drain here, and then hope that Iron Head does some like really heavy damage on it. Okay, yeah, it's set up. Then Giga Drain. No, we're slower because of Iron Ball, that's right, yeah. So hopefully this packs the punch we needed to. Alright, one more and we're good. So if we can take out Jellicent, then we can actually win this. Alright, Jellicent's Water Spout is done. Shadow Ball, really. Toad, you are the GOAT, bro. Oh my goodness. I've never seen a tank like this. Alright, well, Toad, we gotta get out of there. Predictions. Alright, Toad switch for Fat Gum. And then I'm gonna go King Shield here to be safe. Let's see how this works out for us. King Shield, right? So we get defense. So I should have sent. Fat Gum fainting is not great. Chilling Neigh is even worse. Right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. In that case. Yeah, I should have switched into Weather Report. I mean, with the Swords Dance on Glastrier, it wouldn't have been in like a super great situation, but our chances of survival would have gone way up. Okay, let's do Mud Shot into Jellicent because that's a KO, and then we're gonna Iron Head into Glastrier. Close combat. All right. Yeah. It's like Glastrier is like a one-hit KO machine, and that's what I'm most concerned about. Although if I can survive just one Shadow Ball from Jellicent, this fight is over. And we will have 2 sacks or 3. Weather Report. Oh, we avoided it. Okay. No, 4 sacks. Yeah, I can't have that. A win is a win, but like, dude, 4 sacks? I know I said I was prepared to sack mons on this team because most of them I only got for this battle. In fact, all of the mons that I sacked, I only got for this battle. Am I okay with that? Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the fight, right? I'm going to beat Sabrina. And then I'm also going to keep my save state from before this fight. And I'm going to try it and see if I can sack less mons. What's going on, Miel? Yeah, Toad is the GOAT. Toad MVP for sure. There we go. So we beat Sabrina. That is another gym badge. If you show me a shiny Pokemon, you'll reward me. Oh, you want a shiny Pokemon in the front of my party. Alright. So I'm going to switch here. Alright, here's what I'm going to do before anything else, though. I am going to save state. So I have pre-Sabrina, right? Pre-winning. I'm going to leave that as is. I also have this save state right here. That's post-winning. So I'll keep that. Now I'm going to talk to her with Aegislash. Oh, I got the camera up to Mega Stone. Okay. That's nice. And the Shiny Charm to increase chances of finding shiny Pokemon. Alright. Well, let's do another save state right here real quick. But what I do want to do is I want to try it one more time without sacking so many Pokemon. Because again, right, a 4 out of 6 sack. Yes, we have like most of our main team in the PC for us to continue on. But dog, that's like that's 4 Pokemon that I just can't use anymore. Like Armor Rogue, I could definitely have found some use for. Maybe not like Politoed, right? Politoed I got specifically for camera up. But still, it's nice to have those options. So I'm going to try this, let's say 2 more times. It's only been about 20 minutes. So I'm going to try this like 2 more times. And then if I can't get it in 2 more tries, that's it. You know, most of our team is just going to be out for the count. But we'll have more space unlocked for more encounters anyways. Alright, so same strat as before. Oh, what if instead, I'm curious. No, we want him to go first. Okay. I was thinking, what if I flip turn first and hope for a KO on that? That way I can get the switch in, but you know what? I would much rather flip turn afterwards for a free switch in. Alright, so we skip all that. Or no, I did flip turn, didn't I? I did exactly what I just said I didn't want to do. Alright, so Scald. King Shield. Alright, Iron Hands. Flip turn. We know he is going to Plasma Fist into Weather Report. And also Moonblast into Weather Report. Honestly, what if I Iron Head into Tapu Fini right now? And just hope that he doesn't knock off into Excalibur. If he knocks off into Excalibur, he knocks off into Excalibur. But I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to Plasma Fist into Weather Report. I keep saying he, but Sabrina is in fact a woman. Alright, there we go. Plasma Fist, yep. Good eats. Moonblast, also good eats. Alright. And we have the fastest mon in the field through the Trick Room. So we can Giga Drain here. I'm going to go back to King's Shield for a second. Just to see what Iron Hands does. I mean, Iron Hands really like only super valid moves to Ice Punch into Toad or to knock off into Excalibur. So we're going to King's Shield to prevent the knockoff. Tapu Fini's almost down. It could try to Misty Explosion here. Just for like the free damage. Wow, you both went into Excalibur. Y'all don't care about anything, huh? Okay. In that case, I am going to Sludge Bomb. And because I'm faster than Tapu Fini, I'm faster than Tapu Fini. I don't know if I'm faster than Iron Hands. Let's just take out Tapu Fini. Yeah. Oh, okay. Excalibur was the fastest on the field. Kind of wish I had known that. I would have just gone for the Iron Hands KO, but that's fine. No, no. We move with Sludge Bomb. Iron Hands is, I don't know what it's going to do here. Ice Punch, okay. I said we swap out Toad next turn so we can heal. Okay! Well, Toad went down. That was not what I was expecting at all. Luckily, Zeke comes out, and Zeke outspeeds a lot here. We're going to have Zeke use Psychic, and we're going to King Shield. I really don't want to sack Toad, though. Like, that's kind of the last thing I want to do. We're still pretty fast. So I'm going to Psychic. And... Or... in interest of not making Magearna faster than it is, I'm going to Psychic onto Magearna so that it loses health. No, because we can always Oko it with Escanor. But we have to attack anyways with Zeke, right? Let's Psychic, and then we're going to take out Jellicent with Shadow Claw here. If we don't take out Jellicent with Shadow Claw, I have way more questions than I do answers. But Jellicent should go down here. Yeah, Jellicent goes down. Alright, Magearna can only take out one of us at once. My guess is it's going to go for Zeke, because Zeke has, like, no health. But we do get a little bit of damage before that happens. Tiny, tiny bit, but damage is damage. Yeah, alright, Zeke goes down. Not the end of the world. But Magearna does get a power-up, and I don't like that. However, she is now down to... 2 Pokemon, question mark, I believe? Unfortunately, one of them is Glastrier, who, like I said, we don't have an answer to that yet. 2 Pokemon. One being Glastrier, no answer to that. What we do have, however, is a Flamethrower that can KO Magearna right now, and then an Iron Head that can also do significant damage to Glastrier. Ah, it opened up with high horsepower. I forgot it had that. Oh, we lived. Nice. Alright, let's get that damage on Glastrier. Flamethrower here. Alright, now it's a 2v1. Okay, question. I don't know what to do, because I can win here and sack less Pokemon than I did the first time, right? First time I sacked 4. I can win this sacking only 3. But I don't want to sack Toad. I really don't want to give up Toad. That is what I'm not looking forward to do. Alright, you know what? I guess I'm going to have 3 save states. One where I sacked 4 Pokemon, one where I sacked 3, but it was one that I really didn't want to sack, and then one where we just see what happens. If I Shadow Sneak here, that's not going to KO, right? Yeah. Oh, whoa, what is that? What is that going to do? Ah, heal? Really? Boo. That's actually really not good, because I could have finished it. Alright, I'm not going to count that one then, because I sold that. In fact, I actually just gave Sabrina the free chance to get 4 KOs right there. Because she KOs, she would have KO'd Armorogue, or Armarouge, however it's pronounced. And then because she's faster than every other mon, she would have just KO'd onto Excalibur. I guess I could have switched into Weather Report, and then hope that she targeted Excalibur and then going for the King Shield, but still. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. This is going to be my last attempt trying to minimize losses. After this, I'm just going to get on with the run. I'm going to go here, King Shield. Shout out your uncle, it's his birthday. Happy birthday to your uncle. Best Pokemon to be named Gojo. Oh. I don't know. I feel like it would make sense for it to be a shiny Pokemon. Reason why I say that is because shiny Pokemon are rare, and Gojo, being born with both the 6 eyes and the Limitless technique, was something that's considered extremely rare in the Jujutsu world. So maybe a shiny Pokemon. Could also be like a legendary, right? Because Gojo is somewhat of a legend in the JJK verse. I think most people would say. And then we went Iron Head here. Flip turn was into Toad. I think she made different moves than she did before, actually. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to Giga Drain into Tapu Fini. King Shield here. Right, Tapu Fini lives. What if I Giga Drain into Iron Hands and Shadow Sneak into Tapu Fini? So we're gonna outspeed anyway, so might as well just get it out of the way. That ice punch, dude. How does that ice punch do so much damage, man? Ah, Magarna. That's not what I was hoping for at all. What's Magarna gonna use? Thunderbolt. Jellicent. What if I swapped? Honestly, I don't know what Fat Gum's doing on the team, dude. Fat Gum has not really, like, provided any use during this battle. Snorlax is a great mon, don't get me wrong. But outside of being, like, a somewhat decent switch-in for some mons, I just haven't really found much of a use case. I guess I can Giga Impact to try to maximize damage. Let's go Giga Impact, because Fat Gum's gonna go down here anyways. I'm gonna King Shield with Excalibur just to see if anybody was gonna go for the KO. But honestly, I'm kind of sick of battling Sabrina. This is like day 3 of it. I might just take my L on the other run, get my win with, you know, all those sacks, and then call it a game. Yeah, you know what? With Soul Heart proccing too, I'm not even gonna worry about that. Let's instead load state right here where we have beaten Sabrina. I'm gonna get another save state post-win too. Maybe like right around here. Alright, so we've beaten Sabrina. Looking at our team. 4 sacks, but we did keep Excalibur and Toad. And, you know, well, it is sad to say goodbye to these mons. I will say I only did get them for that battle in particular, so in a way, they did serve the purpose that we had hoped that they would. Snorlax here. Alright, now looking at our box, putting our team back together. Let's bring back Benny. Welcome back. Goku. I'll bring Luck with me too. And then let's grab Joker. Alright, this will be our team temporarily. Head on this way to head out of Saffron City. Best Pokemon for Sukuna? I mean, when I think of like slicing Pokemon, right? There are a few that come to mind. Aegislash is one of them, but that's more of like sword rather than slicing, right? I feel like that's more like Kusakabe type of nature. Bisharp is another Pokemon that's kind of revolving around slicing. Or, alternatively, there's also Machamp, for reasons that I hope are obvious to everybody. Now we should be able to continue along Route 12. However, I believe along Route 12, I think there are also boss battles. So that's going to be something for us to worry about as well, too. Because we're headed all the way down this way to Fuchsia City. Can't use Surf outside of battle yet, so we got to go this way. But looking at mini bosses, right, because we're headed towards Route 12. I know we had to fight one like a long time ago when we first got to Lavender, and I was just exploring. I think there's a couple more though. Yeah, so there is Rocker Luca, who we're gonna battle in permanent snow. That's not a huge disadvantage, although Blizzard always hitting might be bad for Toad. And then I believe that Ice types get higher physical defense there too. Other than that though, it doesn't seem like he has any Aurora Veil setters or anything, so that's not too terrible. I think this is the one boss battle I already did, yeah. Guess I did that also. Let's open with Joker here, just in case we run into anybody. So yeah, we have Rocker Luca on Route 12. We also have Camper Justin on Route 12. Oh, and then I just noticed also, I forgot to do this. Because we have a new gym badge, the level cap's increased. Hammer Arm on Grimmsnarl. Hey, somewhere out there, there's somebody running Hammer Arm Grimmsnarl. Ooh, Spore. Great move here. Let's go over Synthesis. Because with Regenerator plus Black Sludge, we won't need it. Here we go. Let's go Benny. Pyro Ball. Wow, they gave Infernape Pyro Ball in this game? Not a bad move to have. I'm probably going to forego it just because it's not boosted by, I could go Pyro Ball over Fire Punch. Because even a Punch Glove boosted Fire Punch... Actually, let me see. Fire Punch is 0.75, right? Or sorry, Fire Punch is boosted... Fire Punch is 75 base power. Let me gather my words. Fire Punch is 75 base power. The same type advantage boost gives it a boost of, I want to say 1.2. And then with Iron Fist, that's another 1.2. With Punch Glove, that is 1.1. So, let's see. So if we do 75, go to the Safari Zone. Yeah, that's in Fuchsia City. That's where we're headed. We just gotta get our team right first. Alright, so that gives us... Let me just make sure that my numbers are right here, actually. Oh no, Stab is 1.5. Okay. I miscalculated. Cool. However, in Legends Arceus, it's only 1.25. But yeah, Stab is 1.5. So, if we actually take that again, right? We go 75 times 1.5. Although, I don't know if the boost is to base power or to overall damage. I'm hoping it's to base power, though. Right, because then, right, multiply that again by the 1.1 from the Punch Glove. We're already stronger than Pyro Ball. I'm going to forego learning Pyro Ball for now. But we do have it in our back pocket if you want. Freeze Dry on Luck? Wouldn't hurt for dealing with water types, but for now I'm going to say no, just because if we're dealing with water types, we also have electric type moves with Luck. Give up on Freeze Dry for now. Alright, battle this guy. That was easy. Oh, there's a raid den here. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see what our options are. Oh, Sliggoo. We can get a Hisui and Gudra. You see, that is what I'm talking about. That is what I like to see, man. I don't think this is a boss battle. I think this is just a regular guy, yeah. Fake out might KO him. Dondozo. Let's go with Special Attacker because Dondozo has decent physical defense. In fact, I might even go Luck for all of these, except for the boss fight. Alright, so we can hit this way. I think this will just take us back to Vermilion, right? Yeah, that's Route 11. That just takes us back to Vermilion. Which honestly would have been a lot faster, but I would have never found that raid den. So, aren't you glad we didn't do it the easier way? There's a house here. Found a stone while fishing if you show me the right Pokemon. I'm almost positive he has a Mega Stone, but I don't know why he won't tell us what Pokemon he wants to see. I won't worry about it right now, though. Okay. Is this our first boss battle? I think it is. Yeah, I think this is Rocker Luca. who leads with his Rotom Frost. Alright, well, if that is the case, I think that is a good time for us to switch to Goku. Save state. And get to work. Yep, here we go. Rocker Luca. Miel, the Safari Zone is in Fuchsia City. We can't go to the Safari Zone until we get to the city. We can't get to the city until we beat all these guys first. Alright, so we open up here. Close combat. Alright, he switches instantly into a Pokemon that also gets KO'd by close combat. Interesting. What was his plan? Oh, it doesn't get O-Code. That's fine. No O-Code, but I guess it will eat a Thunder Punch, so there is that. Oh, it heals with Ice Body. Okay, that's the gimmick. Plus leftovers. That's cute, but, you know, close combat, and that's done. Thundurus. Jolly with Flying Gem. I believe that makes it a lot faster than me. Let's see. Not a lot faster, but it is faster. In fact, with Jolly Nature, I do outspeed. But if its speed is 188, if Luck were faster, Luck would be a great switch in here. In fact, Luck handles like everybody that Infernape doesn't handle. So we could do that. Slowbro, what about Slowbro? We had a Slowbro against Erica, but it ended up fainting, I think, when we were taking on Team Rocket. Alright, I'm going to load this state again, and real quick, I'm going to head to Vermilion to adjust my natures. You gotta be a little bit faster. This game puts a lot of emphasis on speed. It's like every opponent Pokemon... I mean, I get speed is super important in Pokemon. I've been playing long enough to know that. But it's like every opponent Pokemon has a speed beneficial nature. So even when I win on the base speed, they're like, nope. Fix your nature, because they're gonna go with the speedy nature. Alright, Timid Nature on Luck. And then we'll do... Jolly on Goku. Any other attackers that we want to be faster? Nidoqueen is sheer force, but we outspeed here. Question is, am I concerned about anything else? It does have Blizzard. I might want to put a speedy nature on Benny too, just to be safe. Yeah, 155 speed is... I mean, well, we are speedy nature actually. So we do outspeed everything but Yanmega and Tornadus. Cool. Cool. Alright, I think we're good then. I think we're good from here. Let's head back to Route 12. Is this Gen 1? No, this is Gen 3. So it's a remake of Gen 1 actually. Fire Red and Leaf Green are remakes of the original Red and Blue games. Although in Japan they were released as Red and Green, which is why the remake is Leaf Green instead of a variation of Blue. But yeah, this is technically Gen 3, but a remake of Gen 1. Slowbro because of his Mega Evolution? Oh, you mean like the Pokemon in here you think is Slowbro. Oh, could be. Yeah, that would make sense, right? I mean, I don't know where to get the Mega Stones, but if he wants to see a Slowbro, I'm sure we could find one. Because it's not Galarian, so we actually can go ahead and add that to the roster. Alright, I'm going to save state right here. And then same thing, he opens up with Rotom. I wonder if he'll switch again into Walrein. I hope so. No switch. Ah, so he only switches if it's a guaranteed KO. That's lame. That's super lame. Alright, let's do this then. Because if he's not going to switch unless it's a guaranteed KO. Also, I just realized, let me... taking that Iron Ball from Excalibur. That's like the worst thing we could do for it. Alright, in that case, I'm going to go back to Offensive Nature on Vermilion City because we actually do want Infernape to outspeed here. Reason why we want Infernape to outspeed is because then we have the ability to force Rotom to switch or stay in and get KO'd. So we're gonna go back to Goku. Adamant. Back to Route 12. Maybe I should just battle everybody here so I can ride through. And why do I not have my Infinite Repel on? There we go. Alright, go through here. Get off our bike. Save state again. Now, he's probably gonna swap out. No, no swap. Dude, how does... Alright, wait a minute. See, now I'm getting frustrated. Because you're not gonna tell me that... Oh, you know why? Because it is snow. And snow ice types do get their defense boosted. Okay, that's fine. Knowing that then, right? If we know that Rotom is going to do that. Swap in Luck. We get Lightning Rod. Now here's the thing. I don't think he's going to switch out. Because why would he? We can't hurt him. He can't hurt us. Yeah. I mean, we can hurt him, right? Now we're stuck with Luck on very low health. Good thing is we are a lot faster, though. So, I wonder if this Ice Beam will do something. Because we do have a special attack boost. Probably should have gone with Thunderbolt. Because I have the Magnet. However, if we can get Luck to sweep the whole team, I'm very much not against that either. Let's see. Okay. So far, so good. So far, Luck is sweeping the whole team. It's been a while since we've had a good sweep going on. And Mega, we also outspeed. And Mega was a lot weaker than the other ones, too. Yeah, we could just go Luck sweep. That's what I'm feeling. Only one that I'm not, like, completely positive about a Luck sweep on is going to be Mega Blastoise. Because Mega Blastoise does have that, like, slightly monstrous special defense. Not even monstrous. I mean, it's 115. We outspeed with pretty much everything that we're going to throw at it. I'm half worried about an Aura Sphere, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to fight. I am going to Volt Switch. Ah, okay, so we would have KO'd with Thunderbolt. That's a little frustrating, knowing that I could have won right there, but whatever. Alright, anticipating Aura Sphere. As long as he doesn't go Dark Pulse. If he goes Dark Pulse, like, oh, shoot. Oh, no! Why would you go Dark Pulse? The AI, yo, the AI's cheating. I hate when the AI does this. I hate when the AI does this because you're not telling me that otherwise you would have used Dark Pulse against his Zebstrika. Like, you were not going to do that, Blastoise. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's be honest here. Hey, and I'm not that bad at it, because I have my guide right here, right? Y'all know I be finessing the AI too. But come on, dog. You were not going to use Dark Pulse right there. You were not. Blizzard Substitute Protect Toxic. Well, it only has one attacking move. So, why don't we go ahead and send in Benimaru. And then I am going to use Bitter Blade. Substitute is an interesting play. Substitute Faded. Alright, there we go. I could have won that a lot easier if I didn't get scared of Blastoise, but GG's, fight is over. Top of our list here to take care of big business. There we go. Actually, I could have just fast traveled to Vermilion here. Maybe I will. And then healed right there. Nobody would have died before we reached the Pokemon Center. So that was kind of unnecessary use of antidote, but whatever. Team happy and healthy again. Right? Everybody happy and healthy. Everybody happy and healthy. Go ahead and save state right here. I'm going to do another save state too, because it's a good idea to have two, just because y'all know I have a bad habit of moving too fast and overriding my states when I don't mean to. So, let's turn on... I keep forgetting to turn on my infinite repel. There we go. Now we head back this way. Grab that. Oh, alright, I think the Picnicker is a boss battle, but the Ace Trainer right there is not, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Picnicker's a boss battle, Ace Trainer is not. And then Fisherman Andrew at Route 12, I think that was that guy from up top that we had already passed. So I'm pretty sure that's done already. If not, we'll figure out a plan for him. Camper Guy opens with Galarian Darmanitan in Zen mode. So that is the only fire and ice type in the Pokemon franchise. Giving it an interesting set of weaknesses, resistances, and so on and so forth. Fire and ice means that it's weak to fighting. That's good. However, it's extremely fast. It has like no defenses, which is good for us. But yeah, I mean, an attack stat of 160 and a speed stat of 135 means we don't have a lot of chances to take this thing out. I could try Fake Out, Black Glasses, Sucker Punch, Grimmsnarl, Adamant Nature, or something attack boosting. Other than that, Titan also gets Slush Rush, and this is permanent snow. That also has an HP stat of 170, an attack of 113, and due to Slush Rush, its speed stat is going to be 266. It also carries Belly Drum, Icicle Crash, Earthquake, and Play Rough. Now, what I am thinking for Titan, we actually let it use Belly Drum, because it's going to cut down a good amount of its health for us. It does have a Citrus Berry, so it's going to recover some of that, so it'll be at about 75% health. But if it's always going to Belly Drum, we could even try to force it to Belly Drum with like a Mach Punch there, right? Assuming that it's going to Belly Drum, and then loses some health, Belly Drum lose even more. If we can proc the Citrus Berry early, that would be great too. And then what else does he have? Conkeldurr. Gengar, I'm not going to lie to y'all, Gengar is a very powerful Pokemon, but Gengar will get taken out by Sucker Punch. So I'm not worried about that at all. Am I using a guide? No. My Pokemon battle IQ is just too high. So I've memorized pretty much every trainer and Pokemon combo possible. So while I actually have no idea like what I'm about to go up against, based on just knowing like the Pokemon that have not appeared yet and the ones that have appeared yet, as well as the environmental settings and the stage of the game that I'm on, I'm able to predict each of my opponent's Pokemon teams, including which Pokemon they have, what moves they have, what abilities they have, what items they hold, everything like that. And I've only been wrong like 2 or 3 times. Like my accuracy is like 99%. I'm using a guide. I said all that, a whole bunch of nonsense, way too straight-faced. Yeah, I'm using a guide. Yeah, definitely using a guide. Alright, so he opens with Galarian Darmanitan. I'm going to test out Mach Punch. So let's see here. Go to Summary. Iron Fist. And what item did we have on here? Citrus Berry. Okay, well that explains why we might not have been getting as much damage as we wanted with Infernape. But let's go and instead of Citrus Berry, Punch Glove. Alright. Try that for now. That'll be step 1 in our plan. Alright, Galarian Darmanitan, Zen mode. Permanent Snow is going to double its defense. Actually, I don't think it's double. I think it's like 1.5 times. But even so, it's going to boost its defense. We do have Mach Punch. However, this thing is like frighteningly fast. And has, like I said, a monstrous, monstrous attack stat. So, let's see how much Mach Punch does. Only half. That's not good, because this is going to KO us for sure. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what else we have. Got Joker. Joker, what's your item? If super effective stab didn't do it though, I highly doubt that, even though Joker does have a higher physical attack. Yeah, even, like, if super effective stab didn't do it, I doubt that non-super effective non-stab will. What it could do, though, is that we could potentially survive an attack, because Joker isn't weak to any of Darmanitan's attacks. So we go Fake Out. Let's go Sucker Punch. Yeah, that didn't do it. Flare Blitz is going to turn me into a pack right here. Not a fan. Oh, we live. Okay. There we go. And because it's snow, not hail this game, we don't have to worry about that. Alright. We have our answer to Darmanitan. It's not the best one, but could be worse. Next is Titan, right? Yeah, this one. Question is, does he go for the KO or does he go for the setup? I am going to hope that he goes for the... I don't even know what I hope that he goes for. He's faster than all my mons. Alright, I have a half plan. I have a half plan, and that half plan mostly revolves around hoping that he goes for the setup here. Alright, he went for the KO. Yeah, he went for the KO, not the setup. That's good, because he can't KO without Belly Drum. Yeah, he's going to have to Belly Drum. He's going to get a good amount of that health back, unfortunately. But if Iron Head does its job, then we don't have to worry about Titan anymore. Next would be Conkeldurr. Another mon who I don't have much of an answer to. It lived. But I think we can Shadow Sneak here. If I had a Metal Coat on, then it would have got KO'd, so that's good to know. That just means I need to give a better item here. So yeah, Shadow Sneak should get the job. Shadow Sneak should get the job. Dude, how strong are these Pokemon? And why did you go for Play Rough? And why did it KO? Were you just taunting me? Alright, okay. Fun fact about the Snow and Ice type Pokemon. As of, I believe it was Generation 8. It could have been introduced in Generation 9, but I want to say it was introduced in Generation 8. As of Generation 8, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the exact generation, but the Snow boosts the physical defense of all Ice type Pokemon. So whether that's the Titan, whether that is Galarian Darmanitan, whether that is Abomasnow, any Ice type Pokemon gets their physical defense boosted in the Snow. However, that boost is not 10 times their normal defense. You are not convincing me in any circumstance that Titan should have survived that. You are not convincing me in any circumstance that Rotom Frost should have survived that full power close combat. You are not convincing me in any circumstance that Galarian Darmanitan only takes half health from a fist to the face from Infernape. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, there's something not right. But it's okay. We'll figure it out. So let's see what we know here. We know that we can take out Galarian Darmanitan using Fake Out and a series of Sucker Punches. We also know that if we give Excalibur a Metal Coat, then that will take out Titan. I forgot to put the right mon in front. Like this game wants you to believe that these Pokemon are 50 times bulkier than they actually are. Take a Take us a Titan into like an actual VGC match at 10% health and tell it you wanted to survive a full power Shadow Sneak from Aegis/Blade form. And see how it looks at you. It's gonna look at you like the craziest person alive, dude. Only in Radical Red does the Titan survive that. Alright, now we're gonna Sucker Punch. Perfect. He's going to send in Titan. Titan is going to go for the KO here. And so because of that, we are going to send out Excalibur. Titan is going to go for Belly Drum, reducing its own health, but getting some of that back with the Citrus Berry. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I need you all to fully understand that without the metal coat, it did this exact same amount of damage. Without the item that boosts the power of steel type moves, the steel type move did the exact same amount of damage. Alright. Maybe Shadow Sneak KOs now. Let's see. Thank you. Alright, at least Shadow Sneak KOs. I mean, I guess I could have always gone for King Shield. Get the form change. That way I can hope to live whatever he uses. Gengar with Ghost Medium Z. Does it Nasty Plot or does it Shadow Ball? That is the question. If it Nasty Plots, we're good. If it Shadow Balls, we're not. I'm going to bet on it Shadow Balling because it's the AI is trying to go for the kill. But I know this is gonna be a real-time decision, dude. You know, like when you can just sense that the game's gonna pull some nonsense. I just know the AI. Like look at Gengar. Gengar is a representation of this game's AI taunting me. Cause I'm thinking, right, if he goes for Nasty Plot, I can Shadow Claw here. He's done. If he goes for Shadow Ball, then I gotta, you know, be a little bit more strategic about my swaps. However, if I do go King Shield, right, expecting him to go for Shadow Ball, and then he Nasty Plots, then I'm really, really in trouble. And I just know that, right, if I click Shadow Claw, he's going for Shadow Ball. If I click King Shield, or if I switch out, he's going for Nasty Plot. Because I know that the game likes to do this. Like, it waits for the critical moments. I'm going to say that he's going for Nasty Plot. I'm going Shadow Claw. He went Shadow Ball. Of course he went Shadow Ball. Of course. Why wouldn't he? Why would he not? It makes all too much sense for him to just go for the moves that make sense. Alright, hold on. Let me also put Grimmsnarl in front of the team here. Alright. Save state right here and save state right there. How many attempts to beat the league? A lot. You don't need 6 Pokemon to win a battle? Correct. Correct. In this battle, I'm only probably going to be making use of 1, 2, and then one of these 2. Maybe. But yeah, I'm not going to use all 6 of my Mons for this. All 6 of my Pokemon for this battle will not really yield the desired result. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a like 4 or 5 Mon endeavor here. Alright, go to Pokemon. And we went to Scal. Oh, he went Earthquake. Of course he went Earthquake. Why wouldn't he go Earthquake? Maybe he'll go Belly Drum here though. Oh, he did go Belly Drum here. Okay. I like when I sometimes predict correctly. Alright, now Gengar goes for Shadow Ball. And a King Shield. Gengar went for the Shadow Ball. Now my question is he just going to keep Shadow Balling, knowing that he can get the KO? Or is he going to, right, because Gengar's speed stat is 187. Oh, I wonder, right? If I go summary here. I outspeed with luck. If I outspeed with Goku, that would also be nice. I don't. But I could. Goku has a higher base speed. If we go speed beneficial nature on Goku, then we outspeed with 2 Mons. All I would need at that point is a safe switch in. I'm going to switch into luck. Take the risk here. He could Shadow Ball again, right? But I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is connecting this Volt Switch. Good half damage right there. He's either going to Shadow Ball or Focus Blast. I don't really see the point in him going for a Sludge Wave. He went for the Sludge Wave. Of course he... Okay, that's fine. Because now, right, if I were faster, I would end this with a Fire Punch, and then Conkeldurr would be the last one out. At that point... Yeah. Alright, we have our plan. We have our plan. Let's go to Vermilion City really quickly. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to go to this nurse, talk to her, change the nature to Jolly. I'm also going to remove this speed detrimental nature that I have on here. There's just no real reason for me to have that. Let's go with Adamant here. And Gengar's base speed is what, 110? I don't think Cerulege outspeeds that. Worth checking, but I doubt it. Why not teach new moves? Well, which moves would you recommend I teach? Is my question for you. Do I play Poke Rogue? I do not. Yeah, Cerulege's space speed is only 85. That's not going to cut it. That's fine, though. We'll keep Cerulege around. Actually, I do have a few plans for Cerulege. Namely, I'm taking its Charcoal. And y'all will see why if things do, in fact, align the way that I've planned. Oh, there's a guy here that I have to battle. It's actually kind of bad that he showed up there because I don't want to use any of my power points. Alright, one more heal. Movement and speed up is so difficult. There we go. Alright. Save state right here again. I'm going to do 2 save states. Team is with the right order. Yep. Alright, fake out. I wonder if instead of... I'm going to try something out if this run doesn't work either. I think we can get it this run, but if we don't, I do want to try one other thing out. Nothing that's going to be like super game changing, just something that I think would be nice to have. Actually, no, I just answered my own question. I changed my mind. I don't want to do what I said I was going to do before. Alright, now, belly drums. Oh, even better on the damage. That's what I like to see. Shadow Sneak guaranteed KO here. Gengar comes out. Now watch, right? After 2 Shadow Balls, after making me face 2 Shadow Balls to the dome, watch this thing go for a Nasty Plot. Watch this thing go for a Nasty Plot after making me face 2 Shadow Balls to the dome, no setup. Watch this thing make me go for... Watch. Okay. Oh, if it went for a Nasty Plot, I would have been so mad. I would have been genuinely enraged if it went for a Nasty Plot. Like, I would have been so beside myself. Okay. Now, we are going to pivot into luck. It Nasty Plotted. Of course you Nasty Plotted. Of course it Nasty Plotted. Alright, well, we know that Volt Switch does what, half? Or, like, almost takes it out? I wonder if a Thunderbolt... Depends on the item. Do I have my Never Melt Ice or Magnet? Oh, I have Magnet. Alright, let's go Thunderbolt then. This should KO. I mean, Magnet plus... No! Okay. That's interesting, but that's fine. We can deal with that. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch Part 2. Excalibur. Iron Head. Shadow Sneak. Gengar. We can shield on the Shadow Ball. Alright, if he's gonna Nasty Plot, I'm gonna Shadow Claw. Stop reading my decisions in real time, dude. Fake Out. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Pokemon. Excalibur. Iron Head. Shadow Sneak. Fight. You know what? Nah, 2 can play this game. 2 can overly play this game. 2 can overly play this game. I'm not playing with Gengar, bro. I'm not playing with this Gengar. Watch this. King Shield. King Shield. I'm not playing with this Gengar. Watch this. Watch this. King Shield. Watch. Watch. Shadow Ball. Protected myself, right? Go for Nasty Plot. Go. Please go for Nasty Plot. I want you to go for Nasty Plot. I want you to go for Nasty Plot. Nope. Z-Power. Cool. 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 I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. King Shield. Right? Z-Power? Or use regular Shadow Ball? Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, so it goes Z-Power regardless now. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. That is perfectly okay with me. Alright. In that case, here's what we do. We go... Goku. Eats this. Do we have a Punch Glove? You do. Yeah, Goku eats... Now we can try Fire Punch. Nope, Fire Punch KOs. King Shield. Joker. Nope. It's like every time if he's just gonna go for the Z move. Alright. In that case, let's do this. Go to our PC. Let's grab our Rabbit Escape. We don't really have a use case for Toad on this one. Let's go to our bag. Let's go to Rare Candy. 2, 3. Alright, there we go. What I did want to try actually was oh wait, why are we only level 59? I also just realized that, or not realized, but just remembered our level cap has increased a lot since then. Alright, there we go. 68. Now we go in, save state. Alright, so what I wanted to try was Fake Out, except I did it wrong because I don't have the right move. Move Relearn. Mach Punch. I wanted to put that, I'll do in place of Ice Punch. We don't have an Ice Punch use case here. Alright, so I wanted to try Fake Out here. No, it's not gonna work, yeah. That does even less than Grimmsnarl was able to do. It's not gonna work. Yeah, no. Alright. Not a bad try. I mean, it kind of was a bad try, but At least now we know. Save state again right there. Fake out. Sucker punch. Sucker punch. King Shield. And he nasty plotted. Like it's literally reading my decisions in real time, bruh. Like there's quite literally no way it could have known a nasty plot instead of going for a ghost type move, unless it knew for a fact that I was swapping into a normal type. There's like genuinely there's no way. 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 Predicting a switch is one thing. Predicting a switch into a normal type is crazy. Right, because now Thunder Punch is not going to do anything. That's Sludge Wave, and that's going to OHKO. No, it didn't OHKO. Okay. That's good to know, then. That's good to know. Pokemon, right? What if we switch back into Excalibur from here? Gengar Sludge Wave again. Doesn't affect. Now he's going to Shadow Ball. We're going to Shadow Sneak. Let's see. There we go. That ended up being a whole lot more complicated than it needed to be. Alright, last mon here. Conkeldurr. I'll go King Shield. It's gonna go for knockoff. Yeah, that could have been predicted. Alright, well, Conkeldurr speed's only 84. Knockoff is not great for a few of my mons, but here, let's send in Benimaru. I did a lot more than I would have liked. But, other than Thunder Punch, Knockoff is the only move that it had that could affect Benny. So what I'm hoping now is that Will-O-Wisp makes Conkeldurr more or less obsolete. I don't think another Knockoff is going to do nearly as much damage. It doesn't, especially with the burn. Alright, nice. Now that Conkeldurr can't do the damage it wants to do, it's going to try to knock off a bunch of my mons. Special defense is only 65, so I think we're okay with luck here. Mach Punch might hurt a little bit more than we would like, but again, with that burn, we can survive it. I'm actually not going to stay in to try to eat a Drain Punch just because I don't want him getting his health back. What I am going to do here is Volt Switch. That damage. That did... Oh, it has Assault Vest. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, why did that do nothing? We are going to send in Excalibur, anticipating that Drain Punch. Good prediction. It's burned. I'm going to King Shield to prolong the burn a little bit. Now I'm going to go Shadow Claw, which I think I'm faster than him for. Yeah, I'm definitely faster. Oh, but then I should be okay, even if he knocks off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Iron Head. Since I'm faster and I'll be in my Blade form, my defenses are going to drop. But if he flinches, then knockoff won't be a problem. Okay, knockoff's a problem. He didn't flinch. But thank God for the burn. There we go. Alright. This guy finally goes down. Him and his AI reading, bro. Oh, it's back to back. Okay. Oh, that would have been great to know. Oh, wow. 2 back-to-back boss battles. That would have been great. That would have been great. Am I going to play multiplayer Pokemon games? Well, when Legend ZA was still on the agenda, I would play a decent amount of Ranked. And then I'm going to play Pokemon Champions when that comes out, too. So, yes. To answer your question, yeah. Alright. Let's see. Well, we do have our damage calculator. So I guess that's the first thing I'll check. Is if a Sucker Punch ends this thing or not. If a Sucker Punch wins it, then that's good. If a Sucker Punch doesn't end it, then we're in a little bit more trouble. But this is Fisherman Andrews. So looking at the damage calculations here, let's see. Right, that is Fisherman Andrew. Yeah, Fisherman Andrew. His set is loaded up. If we were to, and let me make sure that I have Grimmsnarl's stats right here. It's one shot. That is undeniable. That's Black Glasses with Adamant Nature. Okay. Nature Adamant. Okay. Without Black Glasses, it's an 87.5% chance to OHKO. That's nice. With Black Glasses, that should go up to over 100%. But I do like to be completely positive first. Yeah, guaranteed OHKO. Now all I have to do is make sure that it's going to use an attacking move or switch. Aurora Veil. Ah, it's probably going to use Aurora Veil or Destiny Bond. If it Destiny Bonds, that's fine. Not really, but I can live with that. Alright, here's what I'll do. Let's see. Goku is a fairly safe switch. Regardless. What do I think of Wind and Waves? Nothing so far. We don't know anything about it besides the starters. I think I'm going to choose the Fire starter for sure. But that's just because I live, eat, breathe Fire starters. Alright, here's what I'll do. I will... Let's do a save state right here. I'll do a save state like right here. Because this back-to-back is crazy. I am going to Sucker Punch if he attacks. Nice, okay. You lived? Dude, yo. The damage calculator had that at a guaranteed OHKO. Dude, hello? I'm doing it until I get a crit, dude. Are we kidding me? Are we kidding? Nah, give me my crit. Give me my crit. Like, you're not convincing me that Frostlass lives that. I don't care how much of a defense boost Ice types get. Frostlass does not live that. Give me a crit. Do what you need to do. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright. Well, in that case, if it's going to go Shadow Ball. I'm going to go here. Hoping for Blizzard. Yeah. And we don't outspeed. Frostlass has higher base speed, so even with our jolly nature, it is going to outspeed us. And it is... No, we have higher base speed. Okay, so we outspeed. Because we have higher base speed and we're jolly nature. So we move first. Perfect. Once again, what do you... Frostlass does not survive that! This game gives random Pokemon Focus Sashes, bro. I'm convinced. Yeah, and of course you go Thermal Exchange Baxcalibur. Alright, it's another situation, right? Baxcalibur's defense is only 92. That's going to be boosted by Snow. Let me see then. What is the exact defense boost? That is what I want to know. Raises defense by 50%, in other words, 1.5. So Excalibur's defense has been raised here. It's actually, honestly, decently high defense. So, I don't think we can OHKO it. And due to the thermal exchange, it can OHKO us. A couple options for Pokemon faster than it, but all my Pokemon are in pretty bad shape. So what I think I'm going to do is close combat and hope for the best. Like I said, I don't think this is going to OHKO, but what I do think... What? Alright. Dude, that does no damage. That does genuinely no damage. Like, what are we saying? What are we saying here, bro? Alright, we survive this. We go Fire Punch. Oh, because it has Aurora Veil. That's why. That's why. It has Aurora Veil. Okay. Knowing that, then, we really don't want him to set up Aurora Veil, do we? Like, I can try to go double close combat expecting the Excalibur swap, but that's not going to make a difference. Okay, now you stay in. Now you stay in, because of course you do. Alright. 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 Alright, alright. I already have the Punch Glove. Alright. Got a few options here then. Few options for myself here. One of them is this Raid Den. I can get Hisuian Gudra, put it off till later, come in with a pretty powerful special attacker that handles 2 out of 3 Mons on this team. Right, we go Gudra, Hisuian. Speed is slow, but defenses are all decent. Special defense is really crazy. Special attack being at 110. Does get access to Flash Cannon. So I can do that. Also gets access to moves like Dragon Pulse, Outrage, Dragon Hammer, Body Press. I might go Hisuian Gudra. Alright, let's go Hisuian Gudra. Just to see what happens. I think for that job we should use Rabbit Escape. Oh, but then I need somebody to swap out Benimaru. I didn't use Benimaru last fight. No, I did use Benny. I used Benny to Will-O-Wisp Conkeldurr. Ah, I don't have a swap then. Because Rabbit Escape is supposed to eat the Shadow Ball from Gengar. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Figure it out. So, definitely just chose the wrong Pokemon. Let's cancel the battle, and we'll see what our partner has. Not that it matters too much, because we're going to be carrying, but just to see. Alright, Machamp is more like it. Let's go Goku. Let's go Benny. Let's go Excalibur. Alright, Hisuian Sliggoo. I am going to fight... Yeah, it's Dynamax, Max Knuckle, get some damage right here. Another Max Knuckle. Alright. Let's see what abilities we're working with, too. Gooey. Okay, that's a good one. Lower speed if hit by a contact move. Overcoat and to Weather and Powder. I mean, not really useful here. I guess I'll go Gooey. Yeah. So that would be a Dream Ball then, because that is the hidden ability here. Alright, nickname. Oh, wait, what is, There we go. Alright, Katsuyu the Sliggoo. Let's see how to evolve it real quick. PC here. Already level 66, that's what I like to see. Okay, so, I might swap out Luck, honestly. I mean, we'll see. I I don't have much of a use case for luck that fight or the one after it, so maybe swap out luck. If they didn't take away speed boost from Blaziken, I'd be having a ball with detect and speed boost, but I very much get why they did, so yeah. Alright, how do you evolve this thing? Level 50 with Overworld Rain. Where do I find Overworld Rain? Let's see. I hope they don't make me... Ah! Route 25. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So let's go to Cerulean. Over this way. Dodge all trainers ahead. I definitely would if I could. Alright, so we're here. Now my question is, I'm going to do a save state just to make sure. But my question is, can I just use a rare candy or does it want me to evolve it in battle? I should be good to just rare candy it. There we go. Alright. Let's grab Flash Cannon. We already have Dragon Pulse. I'll probably get rid of Muddy Water too, and I'm going to get rid of Counter for now. There we go. Alright, Katsuyu's now full level. Looking at stats and abilities here. Quiet Nature, okay. Plus special attack minus speed. I mean, this thing isn't really a speed demon anyways. I'm not sure if I care too much about speed. But it does have a base speed stat of 80. Alright, I don't think that makes it faster than any mons that we're getting ready to go up against though. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not worried too much about that then. Faster than Barbarical pre-Shell Smash, but it's probably going to try to get off a Shell Smash. So I'm not worried about speed. I'm probably going to boost that special defense, truth be told. But we'll see what we deal with it now. Ah, Juicy Lucy says fight every trainer. Alright, Juicy Lucy, I'll do that, but I want you there for every battle. Alright, so if I'm in the middle of a battle and I say, Juicy Lucy, where you at? I need you to make sure that you're there. And when I say every battle, I mean every battle, right? So I mean, I'm turning off the repel. Alright, Juicy Lucy? I'm turning off the repel. So you sure, Juicy Lucy? Fight every battle? We doing every battle? Oh, you said every trainer. We could do every trainer too, but we're not going to do every trainer because this has been taking too long already. Alright, let's go up here. Heal up real quick. Alright, we're going to head back to Route 12. With Hisui and Gudra. Alright. Do one more save state here. Yeah, I'll do that here. Alright, and then same... Actually, I forgot to switch our team layout for a second. Put Joker here. Save state one more time. Alright, so opens up with our Manitan. We go Fake Out. Perfect. Dang, I haven't seen Juicy Lucy once. Juicy Lucy said, "Do." That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Said, "Do every battle." I said, "I'll do every battle if you promise you'll watch them all." Oh, I hit the wrong move, didn't I? Yeah, I just hit the wrong move. No, I didn't. That was what I was supposed to do. It was double sucker punch here. I'm not supposed to switch out until after this thing is KO'd. There we go. Is it the same as Fire Red? Yeah, story is the exact same. Only difference is a larger Pokedex and a smarter AI. But same story, same region and all that. It's just been made more difficult. Alright, he goes Belly Drum, I go Iron Head. Perfect. There we go. Shadow Sneak range. Perfect. Alright, Gengar comes out now. We have a few options now. Let's go ahead and do save state there. I'm gonna King Shield to see what he goes for. Thing is that the AI is dynamic here. That is what's most annoying. If the AI wasn't as dynamic, then we would be in a much better position. Who's gone unused so far? We will need Goku for the next battle, I think. Yeah, we do for Frostlass. Alright. We do still have Rapid Escape, actually, right? Because we got rid of somebody else instead. So let's send in Rapid Escape to get him to completely just waste that Z move. Yeah, so you can use the Z move. This is not going to hit at all. Doesn't affect Rapid Escape. My blunder was not putting a better non-normal or non-fighting move on the Rapid Escape, but that's okay. We can now switch into Sue. Katsuyu. He's probably gonna Nasty Plot? Yeah. Okay, so the right move would have been to use like Thunder Punch or Ice Punch on Gengar there. Do a little bit of damage. When he inevitably goes for either Sludge Wave or Focus Blast on Rapid Escape, that's when we should have switched back to Aegislash. But that's okay. We know now. I guess I'll go Flash Cannon. We have a lot of special defense. I don't know if we have enough to tank this, though. But I guess we'll find out here. Oh, we do. Nice. What's not nice is that we can't tank, like, anything else that we're going to be up against next. So, because of that, let's go ahead and go back here. Fight. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Titan. Aegislash. Iron Head. Shadow Sneak. I think I low-key messed up again here, actually. Alright, let's see. What if instead of just Thunder Punch, we went to Move Relearn. And we did, let's see, a 2-turn bounce. Could also go Foresight. If we go Foresight, then the next turn we'll be able to... No, because then normal type moves will go neutral on Ghost. And that means that it resists with the poison typing. Do I even... Yeah, I gave up on teaching a new move. Alright, Lopunny's Learn set is not great. But let's look at our TM case to also see what we have access to. not really much of anything. Figures. Yeah, man, they didn't give Lopunny anything. Alright, I guess we're sticking with the elemental punches. Fake out. Sucker punch. Sucker punch. Excalibur here. When did this drop? A long time ago. Way longer than a year ago. Way longer. Way longer. Here, I can tell you in a second. Here we go. Release history. First released in August of 2020. So not that long ago. I thought it was actually longer. But yeah, about 5 years ago. And it's been consistently updated since release. Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Man, I'm sick of catching Pokemon. I need to... Oh, I used the wrong move. Oops. I've been catching and battling Pokemon. That's not true. I'm not sick of catching Pokemon. I'm sick of fighting strong trainers, bro. It's like every battle in this game is competitive tier. Although, to be fair, I am the one who told myself it has to be a hardcore mode, Nuzlocke. So, those are self-imposed stipulations. Alright, Excalibur. Alright, now we have to go King Shield, specifically so that he Shadow Balls. Now, right, expecting, since, my assumption is the reason why he goes for the Z move is because in shield form, Shadow Ball alone is not enough to KO. So what I'm gonna do is go Rabbit Escape here. Alright, so now you are a nasty plotter. And again, like, it's incredibly frustrating because we know that the Gengar is, in fact, I didn't even mean to do that. I meant to load state, not save state, whatever. Yeah, it's frustrating because we know that the Gengar is only reacting after we've already made our decision. Like, there's nothing to predict if it's going to make its decision based on what we select. So... Yes, 6 years ago. Wow, we are 2026. That's right, 6 years ago. Favorite from this game is going to be my favorite from any game. It's going to be Infernape. Gen 4 Fire Starter. Final evolution of the Fire Starter. Since I started with Gen 4, holds a special place to me nostalgically. Also a pretty decent Pokemon all around. Not the most, competitively viable, but it's pretty fast. Can hit hard when it wants to. Has a decent move pool. I enjoy Infernape a lot. Based off of one of the coolest characters in fiction too, Sun Wukong. Do I like the new Megas? Yeah, I like them. I like them. The abilities are TBD. I'm very disappointed in Mega Embor's ability, as a lot of people are. Mostly just because, not because I expected Embor to, get this super broken ability, but mostly because, Mega Feraligatr and Mega Meganium got all new abilities that were, pretty relevant to their Mega states. As opposed to Mega Embor, which got an ability that's not only not new or exclusive to it, but isn't really useful on Mega Embor. The thing about Mold Breaker is that Mold Breaker is only good based on the Pokemon who has it. And Embor is not a good Pokemon to get Mold Breaker. Most of its movesets are just not moves that you would need Mold Breaker for, Like on Embor, most of the time you're running a Flare Blitz, close combat, maybe like a Trailblaze, maybe a Drain Punch, maybe a Thunder Punch. But you're never gonna need Mold Breaker for any of those. Mold Breaker is for Pokemon that often run things like Earthquake, you know, something like that. Or if you have like, I don't know, like a counter maybe to like a Vaporeon, you might run Mold Breaker. Actually, there are no water types that get Mold Breaker, are there? There definitely are. Don't listen to me on that. But again, right, there is no like use case for Mold Breaker Emboar. For Alligator's design, what do I think? It's grown on me. I'll say that. It's for sure my least favorite out of the Mega Starters, but it's grown on me a little bit. I think I've just gotten used to it, so I'm like, alright, this is not the worst thing in the world. Alright, Gengar here, he nasty plots. Alright, so now, when I load state, right? Once again, we King Shield. Gengar Shadow Ball. See, this is where I keep getting tripped up. If we stay in, he goes for the Z move. If we swap out, he goes for Nasty Plot. If we stay in, he goes for the Z move. If we swap out, he goes for Nasty Plot. Oh, okay, now he goes for Nasty Plot. Wow. This Gengar's a troll, bro. This Gengar has been trolling me the entire stream. Not the entire stream, but a good part of it. And the second that I finally try to catch it, and in its trolling and show y'all like, hey, this is Gengar that be trolling me, now it wants to play right. You know, that's fine. I'll take that. Conkeldurr, last one left. Alright, here's what we do. We King Shield. Just because we can. Protect itself. Now we gotta go Benny Maru to get the burn and hope that we don't get crit here. Good work. Did a little more than I would have liked, but because of Will-O-Wisp, we won't do that much again. Dealing with Conkeldurr's defense is 95. Probably gonna end up going Goku here, I think. Oh, what if we went? What if I went Sue, right? Expecting knockoff. Because he has Drain Punch and he has Mach Punch, but with the burn, they're not going to do nearly as much. We eat that. Gooey drops the speed, not that it matters much. What I'm interested in, though, right? Katsuyu is supposed to really help us in this next battle. I need to keep it alive. So if Flash Cannon can't, like, 2-hit KO here, then I can't use Katsuyu against Conkeldurr. Who even throws a Conkeldurr? Okay, so Katsuyu is not going to be a help here. Yeah, who throws Conkeldurr on their all-ice type team? You know, it's stuff like that, man. King Shield. Shadow Claw. Nope, Z moved. Alright, so that tells us that Gengar is back at it. King Shield. I'm gonna go Rabbit Escape. It's probably gonna Nasty Plot because we switched out. Yeah. You see, right? I go King Shield. I switched out, he went Nasty Plot. I stay in, he goes Nasty Plot. It's only when I tell y'all that he's reading my moves. When I tell y'all that it's reading my moves, that's when it wants to play fair. But you know what? I'd rather it play fair than me have to deal with a real-time AI. Is Goku the fire? If you mean like the fire starter like for this game, no. So for Radical Red, all of the starters are available in the beginning of the game. You choose one. Like I said, it's an expanded Pokedex. So Goku was not the starter that I originally got. Although I did choose Chimchar. He fainted, but then there's an area of the game that allows you to get another starter egg, and I used that to get a second Chimchar. Alright, so he sends out Conkeldurr here. I wonder what would happen, right, if I just straight to Benimaru right here. Eat that. What I'm mostly mad at is that I can't just like keep bitter blading myself into winning this off, you know, healing more than he can do. Actually, maybe I can. Yeah, as long as it doesn't crit, I think I can. Bitter Blade again, because he can't ever use Mach Punch to outspeed. Oh, nice. And we live this one. Barely, but that's all we needed. And because we don't need Benny next fight, now we can head into the next fight. With Sue at full health. Alright. Weatherman Andrew. Fisherman Andrew. I'm going to do a save state like... We already had one in these spots, but we didn't have Sue on those, so I'm going to do one right here. Same thing as before. We know that we cannot lead with Joker. Let's see. Frostlass's moveset. I had to hatch him. Goku, like this one specifically, yes. Y'all got me. That's on me. That's not your fault. This one specifically, yes. Right? Like that one specifically, I did. But what I'm saying is you don't have to hatch him to get an Infernape. Right? Like you can choose Chimchar as your starter at the beginning of the game. Mine fainted. And because the rules that I'm playing by say that once a Pokemon faints, you can't use it anymore. In order to get another one, I had to hatch him from the egg. No. Don't apologize. That was me. I wasn't paying attention. That was me. Alright, so same thing. We're gonna swap into Sue this time. That's what I meant to do. I got distracted. Shadow Ball. Good eats. If it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing, it's another. What special defense drop? According to who? According to who? You're gonna Destiny Bond when I Flash Cannon too. I just like Aurora Veil. Okay. I wonder if I tried to stall out Aurora Veil. How would that go for me? Oh, I could try that. All right, hold on. That's one turn Aurora Veil, right? If I can stall out Aurora Veil, that's one turn Aurora Veil. I'm gonna stay in. Part of me is wishing I had given Sue an item, and I don't know why exactly I didn't. But I'm gonna stay in. Oh, you Destiny Bonded. You would. You open Shadow Ball. What if we went Thunder Punch here? Right, because we're trying to stall out Aurora Veil. That is our goal. Of course, you got Ice Spot. This is the luckiest Frostlass on the planet, bro. This is the luckiest Frostlass on the planet. You proc the Ice Body. You crit the other turn. You... I'm gonna Thunder Punch again. You Blizzard, because of course you do, because like... Because you would, right? You would. It's gonna always land because of the snow. That's fine, I can live with that. He's never gonna get paralyzed. For no reason other than because... Why would he? Take frostbite damage. We cannot eat another blizzard. What we could do, because we know he's not going to Shadow Ball. Right, we eat another Blizzard here. My goal really is just to wear out the Aurora Veil. It's been at least like 2 turns now. I think it lasts for 5 turns. Although it does have Light Clay, so that's going to be even longer. I'm going to King Shield here. Shadow Ball, eat that. First attack is only 95. With Timid Nature, we might be able to live 1. I'm gonna Shadow Claw. Oh, nice. Alright, with the Aurora Veil, it might honestly live this. Good. Ice Body heals it. Let's go King Shield. Because again, the goal is to wear out Aurora Veil. I'm not sure how many turns it's been. I think it's been at least 5 after this. With the Light Clay, though, that extends it another couple turns. Now, we are going to eat this Shadow Ball. Right, we're good to eat that Shadow Ball. Good. Ice Body heals. Dude, how is Aurora Veil still going, man? I guess I'm Fire Punching here, because we outspeed. Destiny Bond is kind of fine with me, honestly. Watch this be the turn that Aurora Veil wears off. Of course it does. Alright, we outspeed, but he's Destiny Bonded. I'm gonna Mach Punch, hoping that he goes for like a Shadow Ball here. Thinking that he was gonna win with the Destiny Bond. Mach Punch doesn't affect. Oh, you would! You... That's on me, because I miscounted 1 turn. 1 turn. 1 turn. Okay. Shoot. That's not good. It's really not good. Because I miscounted literally by 1 turn. If I had swapped Goku in on the turn that Aurora Veil wore off, then Fire Punch would have KO'd. Let's see. So hold on. Let me put the Nuzlocke rules in the chat. So those are the current challenge rules that we're using. What if we want... Go back here. I think that's the wrong state. We had... Is it 7? Yeah. This is the one where Sue's still on the team. Alright. We open up, assuming that it's going to go for the Shadow Ball KO, right? We go Rabbit Escape. It does not get its Shadow Ball KO. That does not happen. Now, we expect Frostlass to put up Aurora Veil. Let me look up how many turns that is with Light Clay. Because I believe it's 5 turns without Light Clay. I need to see how much it is, or how many it is with Light Clay. All Pokemon without trading? Yes. So not literally all 1,025 Pokemon are in this game. I can send you a link to the Pokedex as well. But all Pokemon that require trade evolutions no longer require trade evolutions. But here is the Radical Red Pokedex if you're interested in seeing what mons and abilities and stuff are available there. Alright, Aurora Veil. It's a mystery dungeon. We want main series. Alright, so it's 8 turns with Light Claydon. That is a lot of turns. Alright, so we're stalling this thing for 8 turns. There we go, that's 1. I don't know if the turn it's use counts, but that's 1. I get burned. Speed it up a little bit. That's 2. Nope, Rabbit Escape fainted. Flew too close to the sun. I could try to crit with Fire Punch. Because if Fire Punch doesn't crit, then it's gonna get Aurora Veil up. What did I say, dude? This is the greatest Pokemon of all time. Like I don't get how anybody could ever debate that. We have been struggling to take out this team for how long? The second I say, oh yeah, if we crit, we should be good. What does Infernape do? It goes and gets a crit. This is, without a doubt, in my head, the greatest Pokemon to ever exist. The greatest Mon ever. Ever. No doubt. Alright, Baxcalibur comes out. It's slow, but hits heavy. And its defense is boosted by the snow. Probably gonna Earthquake here, which we really don't want. It could also potentially Dragon Dance, though. And that's kind of worrying, too. I think it's gonna Earthquake. The reason I think it's gonna Earthquake is because I believe that Earthquake will get it a KO. I don't have a good switch in, though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have a good switch in to Baxcalibur. Glaive Rush. Interesting. That's good to know, though. Glaive Rush, for those of y'all who don't know, Glaive Rush leaves Baxcalibur extremely susceptible to damage the following turn after using it. The reason why this is important is because if he is going to Glaive Rush, that does give me one safe switch in. That being into Excalibur. Right? We eat that. Now he's going to take more damage this upcoming turn. Couple choices. He could Iron Head, or I'm going to Iron Head. He could Dragon Dance, or he could Earthquake. He's not going to Glaive Rush again, and Icicle Crash makes 0 sense. He Dragon Danced. Okay. So I guess that means that I can't KO here despite the Glaive Rush increasing his damage susceptibility. And Earthquake KOs regardless, even if I switch states. Earthquake KOs. I need to sack somebody here. Alright, let me do teensy bit of calculations. Teensy bit of calculations here. So, okay, we're looking here. Alright. I gotta sack somebody. From there, I can switch into Gudra, who has about a 56% chance of not getting one-hit KO'd by Excalibur. After that, we can Flash Cannon and win. And then I don't really have a switch into... Why not buy another Aegislash? Because I can only have one of each Pokemon. Unless one is a... I could use the Shiny Claws to get a second Aegislash. So that is, in theory, possible. But that wouldn't really serve me here either. Is this hardcore mode? Yeah. It's literally just Excalibur and then the Barbarical left. If he Earthquakes, he KOs literally anybody that we send into it. I wonder if we send in Rapid Escape, what happens. I knew I should have given Rapid Escape Mach Punch. Glaive Rush. Why would you Glaive Rush? Okay. Actually, that might work out in our favor. Because if he's Glaive Rush, then I can potentially, right, hope. I can hope that a Mach Punch KOs. Emphasis on hope. There we go. Alright. Goku once again proving he's the best Pokemon of all time. Last mon is Barbarical. This one I have very few answers to. Let's see, what nature is it? Working with a Jolly nature. Okay. Only thing is its defense is at 115. So even with a boosted, like, close combat, you know, we're not going to be able to KO this thing in one hit. It can KO us in one hit. It's a moveset that includes Liquidation, Stone Edge, Close Combat, and Shell Smash. If I had to guess, my prediction would be that it goes for either Shell Smash or Liquidation. Now the good thing, right, here's what I'm thinking. As long as it doesn't Shell Smash, I'm fine with it going for a Close Combat. Not on Goku, but on Gudra. We didn't send in Gudra at all, and I'm kind of curious what we can do with Gudra. So, let's do this. Let's save state, like, here, question mark? Yeah, save state, like, here. And then I had the damage calc open just to confirm that Infernape's Close Combat, unfortunately, was not doing what we wanted it to do. Ah, 56.3% chance to Oko, actually. So, could. In theory, could. That being said, though, same damage calculator also tells us that a Liquidation guaranteed Oko. Stone Edge is 2 a KO, as is Close Combat. So he's definitely going to go for Liquidation. Like, 100% guaranteed. So here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to see if we can get lucky with a Close Combat. I'm also going to check Thunder Punch out of curiosity. I know it's probably a no, but with the ability Iron Fist, just curious to see what our damage output is there. Yeah, Iron Fist is 2 a KO. Close Combat, if it crits, we Oko. If it doesn't crit, Infernape goes down. Why not fill my PC one as a backup? I do have Pokemon in my PC already, but they're not quite as good as the mons that I have on my team. And remember, the Pokemon that I can get are very limited. I can only get one Pokemon. This is the greatest Pokemon of all time, dude. I never want to hear anybody say there's a better starter than Infernape. This just solidifies it. Yeah, my encounters are limited to 1 per area, right? So I enter a new city. Let's say there's like a patch of grass in that city. I get the Pokemon from there. Can't get any more Pokemon in that city. I enter a new route. I get the Pokemon from that route. Can't get anything there. Toad. Why is Toad frowny face, Mio? Toad is Toad's good. Toad's chilling. He's right here. We just didn't have a use for him. We were up against 2 ice teams. I feel like sending in our strongest, our best grass type was a bad idea. All right, let's go ahead and save. And then I am going to call it a weekend from here. I'm going to call it a stream, dude. I'm tired from the week. I've done so many difficult battles. Check Pokemon in areas ahead of time? I do. But like, Dead Echo, I think you're severely misunderstanding. Let me just show you something. This is our KO box, right? Both of these are KO boxes, actually, right? I feel like you're under the impression that I've been trying to get through this entire game since the start with these 6 Pokemon. That is very much not the case. We have been everywhere. We have tried just about every Pokemon that you can think of. These are the ones that made it through multiple rounds of trying like just about every Mon available in the area. And they still managed to faint, right? So like there really is no like, yes, there are ways. In theory, one could go through this without fainting a single Pokemon and getting every encounter right. But that would require impossible odds, impossibly good RNG, and time that no human being should have on their hands. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a weekend for here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to call it a night, not a weekend, because I'll probably be live tomorrow. But y'all already know the deal, man. First and foremost, more than anything, I want to thank you guys for showing up, showing out, and showing love. I hope y'all have a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic rest of your Friday. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic start of your weekend. And I'll catch y'all next time, man.